All right, let me ask you a question, especially if you're an atheist watching this. All right, if God were to reveal himself to you personally, like to give you a sign, like real confirmation that he's real, would you worship him? Okay, because if the answer is no, then just click away from this video. Don't even bother watching, dude. Just leave. If you are too prideful to submit to a God that personally reveals himself to you, then you're not going to connect with anything I say in this video. So seriously, like, just click away. This was something I asked myself frequently when I was an atheist. If God revealed himself to me personally, would I worship him? Like, without a shadow of a doubt, if I knew God was real, would I submit and worship him? And the answer was yes. Okay, because if, in that case, I'm literally I'm a creation. I'm obligated to submit to my creator. Like, what power do I have over not doing what the creator of the universe tells me to do? Who am I to like object to what God himself wants me to do? Essentially, that was my mindset, even when I was an atheist, even before I believed in God. So, big question, why was I an atheist? I was an atheist for 8 years. Before that, I was a Mormon, and I grew up around religious hypocrisy my entire life, dude. Constantly, people around me not practicing what they preach, judging others, self-righteousness, like all of it, dude. No one in my family practiced what they preached. None of my friends did. Nobody, no one, I knew no one. No one lived up to the standard, dude. Everybody would just judge you for not living up to the standard while they themselves could not live up to the standard of their own religion. Literally, none of it seemed genuine. None of the Mormonism around me seemed genuine. People would say one thing and then do the exact opposite. Literally, nobody had answers for me for like the deeper questions of what the meaning of life is. No one could answer me, dude. Like, none of it made sense. I grew up so confused. People spouting all these religious teachings that they themselves don't even follow. Like, I knew deep down that there was that right and wrong, it really is black and white. I knew that deep down. Like, it's not this mushy gray area of moral ambiguity that everybody seems to express through their actions in this culture. And then on top of that, in my teen years, I started getting bullied by people that I went to church with. And it got really bad, dude. So I straight up, that was like one of the turning points where I decided, like, why would God's true church, because that's what the Mormon church says, that they're the only true church. Same with every other like organized religion out there, they're the only true church. I asked myself, like, why would God's only true church treat me like such garbage? So I did my research on the prophets, and lo and behold, Joseph Smith was a complete freak and a con man. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, like, the entire Mormon religion is a sham. So when I discovered that, you know, then my mindset was like, well, if Mormonism isn't true, and they claim to be the only true religion out there, then every other religion out there must not be true, because they also claim the exact same thing. And that was when I became an atheist. And when I turned to atheism, it wasn't out of like, yeah, I found the meaning of life, like atheism, let's get it. It's more like, well, this is it, I guess. More out of complacency. It wasn't like a happy realization. It was depressing. Okay, and let me tell you, true atheism is nihilism. Okay, if you believe there's no God, then there's basically no meaning to anything. Morals are not objective. They're just made up by whatever culture you're in and whatever, like, the common mindset is of what is actually morally good. And you're only doing things basically out of survival instinct to guarantee your survival. So you're only following man in that case. There's no objective higher morality above what man states as being good that you are following. So none of it matters, really. Like, literally none of it matters. Like, basically, rape is good, murder is good, stealing is good. Like, none of it even matters, essentially. It only depends on what, like, the government defies as being good. In which case, like, what is the point? Like, that's such a flimsy foundation for right and wrong. Life becomes truly meaningless, okay? And I'll be honest, dude. I believed this when I was an atheist. And maybe I'm just one of those people that's like 0 to 100. Like, everything's black and white. That's just how I see it. But when you are an atheist, the way I was, like, literally nothing mattered. And I fully gave into that. So I fully adopted this view of, like, really nothing matters. Everything's meaningless, to the point where I dropped out of high school, and immediately after that, tried to end my life. Because what's the point? And even while I believed that, you know, that atheism was the truth and that nothing mattered, intellectually I believed that, something deep inside me, my morals contradicted that. Like the way I am deep down, my heart contradicted that mindset. So I kept searching for further meaning. I kept searching, because there can't just be nothing. Like there can't just be no meaning to all of this. If everything's an accident, like that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me now, and it also made no sense to me as an atheist. If I actually sat down and was honest with myself, like how could all of this be an accident? There's gotta be some deeper meaning behind things. Whether that was God or a higher power or whatever, I didn't know yet, but I kept searching, and I searched through, doing drugs, like smoking weed and doing psychedelics, looking for some kind of higher power or some kind of deeper meaning behind why I am here. Like, what is the point? And eventually I just came to the conclusion that the meaning of life was authenticity, creating your own meaning. And for me, that meaning was to live like my role model, Spider-Man. I know now that I need to do filmmaking because this is what makes me happy. This is literally my religion in a way. Filmmaking and Spider-Man. The reason I love Spider-Man so much is because I didn't have a dad. Spider-Man was my dad, okay? He was my role model, my father figure. He's the whole reason I did anything, because I wanted to be like Spider-Man. If there was no objective morality, if there was no God to dictate what is right or wrong over me, then I tried to create my own moral compass, my own sense, my own role model of striving to be like what is right and wrong. And to me, that was Spider-Man. And that became my meaning of life. It became my purpose to the point that I was willing to throw out every single relationship I had in my family and my friends just to prove this point. I feel like I do so much research to literally everything that I'm passionate about. And death has been one of those things because it's haunted me since I was 6 years old. And right now, I feel like I have my answers. Like I could die happy now because at least I know who I am. I know I'm not crazy. And I was sick of the religious hypocrisy plaguing my culture, plaguing my family, that I was dead set on exposing the evil around me. I wanted to be like Spider-Man.
Yo guys, my stepdad called the cops on me because he really doesn't want me to expose this online, okay? I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. I know what I know, and I know it for a reason. I was born into a cult. Full-on literal cult. To the point where my own family just got me arrested for the first time in my life. Guess who's homeless now? My own family just kicked me out for the first time I've ever been completely honest with them, and now I'm homeless. Like, instead of repenting for your sins and praying to God and sitting on your ass and literally doing nothing, go out and apologize to the people you've hurt. Like, what is wrong with these people?
I was sick of the religious hypocrisy. I was sick of people not taking me seriously. A lot of atheists will argue and say that if you were a true atheist, you never would have become a Christian. You must have not been a true atheist in the first place. I've had people tell me that before. Okay, but dude, I was so passionate about my atheism. I jeopardized every relationship I had. I put my life in jeopardy to prove atheism.
What's up, guys? Guess who was in jail the whole day? Seriously, what the f?
All these crazy things I did to prove this point set in motion a series of events that literally and metaphorically eventually brought me to the cross. I had so many weird coincidences happen to me during this time period, so many weird synchronicities, things that made no sense. It literally felt like I was in the Matrix. That's like nothing made sense anymore. Like supernatural things were happening to me during this time period. And if I tried to explain everything that happened, this video would be way too long. And you could brush off everything I went through as like a psychotic break, a manic episode, a delusion, or trying to search for meaning and attach meaning to things where there is none, trying to make sense of a situation that doesn't need to make sense. But doing that would completely contradict everything I went through, because there comes a point where coincidence stops being coincidence if it happens over and over and over again. You could tell yourself that everything I went through was just me being schizophrenic or whatever. But don't try to project that onto me when I know what I went through. Don't project that onto me just because the truth that I arrived to makes you feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm not here on YouTube to regurgitate the same apologetics that you other atheists have heard a billion times in other YouTube videos. Okay, I'm not here to do that. Obviously that stuff isn't convincing, Mr. Atheist, or Mrs. Atheist. Otherwise you wouldn't be here watching this video. My goal here on YouTube isn't to be like a pro-debater apologist for Christianity. It's for you guys to get to know me on a personal level and see firsthand, in real time, what my mindset was when I set about to expose Mormonism and promote atheism as the truth, that authenticity was the meaning of life. See that in real time in this video. And then following that, see what my mindset was when I was literally going through all the craziest coincidences that would probably drive any other person insane. And you can see that in real time in this video. Okay, you get to see all of this unfold in real time on my YouTube channel. These videos aren't for me to come off as a pro-debater or professional apologist. They're for you guys to get to know me on a personal level, to see I set out with pure intentions from the very beginning. Even when I was an atheist, I wanted to expose the evil. And the way things unfolded, I just let it happen. I just let things happen. All I knew is that in the end, the truth would come out. And I became a Christian. So take with that what you will. You get to watch those videos on my channel for the purpose of deciding if I am reliable or trustworthy enough to put your faith in my discernment when I point you towards Jesus Christ as being the truth. Knowing everything that I went through, knowing every single detail, knowing all of the crazy things that I said in those videos. Knowing all of it, dude. I'm not here to hide things from you guys. And then when you go to Jesus, based on your faith in my discernment, you get to decide for yourself once again if Jesus Christ is worth putting your faith in, putting your trust in. Is he reliable? Is he trustworthy enough to base how you live your life off of instead of living it just the way you want to? Follow his teachings. I'm here to just be honest with you guys. I'm not here to present all the evidence. You can do that yourself, dude. I came to my own conclusions through my own research. I did enough research on Mormonism to figure out it was baloney. I did enough research on literally any other talent or hobby that I have with making music or making these videos. And I put enough research into looking at the evidence for Jesus Christ to see if he's trustworthy, if he's reliable, and I came to the conclusion that he is. In a nutshell, dude, I went on a mission to tear down organized religion. I thought authenticity was the meaning of life. That there is no God, there is no higher power, and that it really just depends on what you think is best for your moral code. Like you just being yourself, that is the whole purpose of this life. The thing is, I didn't even know myself until God stripped away everything that I thought I knew about myself and replaced it. And he turned me into a version of myself that I wanted to be all along. I went to tear down organized religion, and then all the weirdest coincidences, the weirdest synchronicities happened to me. That was proof to me that there had to be some kind of higher power orchestrating all of this behind the scenes. And then to learn that that higher power is someone that I can get to know personally through Jesus Christ, that this higher power isn't just a faceless, impersonal being that doesn't even care, that this higher power cares about me specifically. That is the good news of the gospel, dude. God came down in the form of a man, lived a humble life, suffered, and died on a cross so that you could get to know God himself, so that you could have a personal relationship with him. Okay, he never said to be religious. It's not about going to church every Sunday and doing this and that, checking off the boxes of your religious rituals. Dude, that's not the point. Jesus Christ never said to be religious. He was crucified by religious people. All he said was to follow me. Put your faith in me. You can get to know God on a personal level through Jesus Christ and have a relationship with him. Like, that's amazing. Like, why wouldn't you want that? And when you actually learn about Jesus Christ, you learn about all these amazing things he did. He healed the sick. He was a perfect man. He performed miracles. He loved unconditionally, sacrificial love, to the point where when he was dying on the cross, he forgave his enemies. Why wouldn't you want Jesus Christ to be God? And that's who he claims to be. He claims to be God in the flesh, and that you can get to know the Father through the Son. Beforehand, I completely wrote off Jesus Christ as being legit because I'd been hurt by organized religion. I had been hurt to the point where I made it my goal in life to tear down organized religion, where I put my life in jeopardy for this tiny YouTube channel in hopes that those videos would go viral and spread the truth. I fled the state. That's how scared I was. I literally put my life in jeopardy, and I did a bunch of crazy stuff to try and prove this point. At the time, those videos ruined every single relationship I had, and it was only until recently where I was able to restore my relationships with my family and ultimately forgive them, and they've forgiven me. But yeah, I completely missed the bigger picture. I missed the entire point, because I completely wrote off Jesus as being legit in the first place because of what man did to me. Jesus Christ never bullied me in school. Dude, it was the people from my church. It's what fellow man did to me under the guise of being religious. It's all a mask. That same mask is what Jesus Christ set out to destroy in the first place. When he went to the temple and the synagogues and he flipped the tables over, and he said that when the temple gets destroyed, he would rebuild it in 3 days. He wasn't talking about a physical temple that you go into to worship God. He wasn't talking about a specific church denomination that you follow and then you're good and you got it right with God. He was talking about himself, because when he died, it took 3 days and he resurrected, because Jesus Christ is the temple, dude. Yeah, dude, I think that's all I got to say in this video. Thank you for watching. This was intense, dude. This is really intense. I hope you found some truth, some insight in this video. I hope something I said resonated with you. And if you've been hurt by organized religion, like I have, I'm telling you, dude, it's about relationship. It's not about religion, okay? Don't allow yourself to be blinded by the truth of Jesus Christ through what fellow people have done. Because we're all flawed, we all make mistakes, and we're all sinners. We're all in need of Jesus Christ. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. When much is given, much will be required. All right, God bless, peace out.